So did you ever get in trouble for telling the truth? We're going to think about that today on Now What Devotions from Trinity Lutheran and Cyrus over actually at Hobo Park in Starbuck. I'm over here in Hobo Park, sitting down, having a quiet lunch after did a couple of nursing home services here in town, and thinking about our text this week. We are in the book of Luke, it's chapter 12, and Jesus says this interesting thing. He says, I have come to start a fire. I have come, and it will cause conflict and division. Didn't come to make everything nice. And that's really interesting because I think sometimes as Christians, we make this really fundamental mistake. We act, we think, oh, well, loving God and loving my neighbor means be nice. Yeah, nope. Being a Christian does not make you nicer. In fact, the opposite. Being a Christian makes you more likely to tell the truth, and to tell the truth at times when it is inconvenient or unpopular. Now, the tricky part there is that we need to tell the truth with love. But that doesn't mean we should not tell the truth. Sometimes I see various Christians act as if the best thing they could do was just keep their mouth shut. And I think Jesus is calling that out today. He says, I'm here to start a fire. Remember, in desert society, fire was actually a very useful tool. Fire was something you would use to purify things. You could much more easily clean a pot just by running it through a fire, just sterilizing it very quickly than you could boiling a whole thing of water, especially when water is precious. Or you could much more easily clear a field and fertilize by leaving all the old stalks up and then burning them down. Fire was a useful tool. Fire was used to refine metals, and it was used to do all sorts of things. Jesus says, I've come to start a fire, and I need you all to understand that what I'm doing is going to cause trouble. And if you're going to be a part of it, it's going to cause trouble. I remember when I first told some of my friends and family that I think I was going to go to seminary and end up being a pastor. You can imagine that was not maybe the most well-received news in my life. I remember many folks giving me the look. Maybe it was a time when someone asked you, hey, how do I look in this insert piece of clothing here, right? Like this dress, this suit. And you weren't sure what to say. Or maybe it was a person asked you, boy, you sure got quiet there. Is everything okay? And then you have to decide what to say. We need to be people who can speak the truth. Now, of course, that truth is being spoken in the understanding that we try to love our neighbor. But we also understand that Jesus is one who has freed us from worrying about some of the things of this world. We don't have to worry about our status or our earning potential. We don't have to worry about our security in the same way. Jesus says, I've got that part covered. We don't have to worry about our righteousness before God. Jesus says we're forgiven. Now, of course, that means we try to go be good. It means we do our absolute best. And as we live that life, I don't know about you, but I've certainly discovered that I have a hard time sometimes when someone says to me, boy, things sure are tight this month. And I see they have, an ice castle and 6 snowmobiles. And I go, oh, maybe you should spend less on fun and more on your family. Or when someone says to me, Pastor, I just don't know if I can make it to church this week. And I think, well, I hear you. Life is busy. So how are you going to find God then if you're not here at worship? Or, sometimes I have a hard time when people say to me, I sure love Jesus, but I really think these people have to straighten up. And I go, if you love Jesus, how come you can't find the humanity in your neighbor? We are called to be people of the truth. And Jesus says the truth is him. And the more we get to know him, the more our lives will probably cause some trouble with the folks around us because we don't accept the easy answers. And instead, we try to tell the truth whenever we can. By the way, this contradicts Minnesota nice. Yeah, it does. That's your thought for today. Does telling the truth cause trouble sometimes? Are there ways you could do it where you're telling that truth in love? And what does it mean as a Christian to do that as a discipline? I'm Pastor Chris here at Hobo Park in Starbuck, signing off for now.